the drill. It is like 9:50. I just bought a notebook. So yeah, getting ready. All right. I came with notes. So before going into therapy session today, I stopped by where did I go? I stopped by Office Depot and got a little $9.99 notepad so I could just start taking notes of certain things that she says, because a lot of stuff that she says is profound and I don't want to forget it, and homework and just things to work on and things to consider. So in today's session, so previously my homework was to come up with 2 or 3 topics, just come up with something to talk about that I want to discuss or analyze in our sessions, and then we'll go from there. So I chose family and the relationships and dynamics between them, because I felt very unfulfilled with them, and we want to change that. So I had started by just giving her like almost like a little rundown of my family history and family dynamics, and how I thought that, you know, whatever, for example, we start with my parents. So whatever was going on in their lives, how it affects me and our relationship and the way like I view the world and the way I view them. So yeah, we started with my parents and a little bit about their parents and their relationship with their parents or their immediate family, and then connected it to the stuff that I saw going on in our relationship that I didn't like, or that I couldn't put my finger on and talk about, and why it might be that way. So one of the things that kept popping up, that she kind of stopped me and told me to take notice of validation, and how I might not be getting that in some of my relationships, whether it be family or friendships. And just she wanted me just to analyze that, and to practice giving and receiving it from others, and to practice being vocal and let them know how they can validate me in that specific moment. So they letting them know, like, okay, you might not understand this, or I understand that you might understand this, but this is what I need. And just trying to explain to them that I'm just seeking validation. So being more vocal about that and taking baby steps. That's homework. And also, she also expressed how anxiety, the intense, excessive, and persistent worrying and fear about everyday situations, how this could be a generational issue that manifests in my family. So through those times where we might avoid certain topics or avoid certain things, where we might want a need for control in certain situations, those are the main 2 things that we kind of saw the manifestation of anxiety. So in the future, she said she might give me like this little map. I forget exactly what she called it, but basically it's a map where you can map out your family, and she said anxiety, but I'm guessing other conditions or situations as well, to be better prepared for seeing the signs and seeing the similarities, and just getting a visual representation of that for me. So yeah, that is my homework, is to, you know, practice validating, giving and receiving validation. And then I guess we'll just pick up where we left off next week. So I feel a lot easier. I feel understood. I feel like somebody understands where I'm coming from, even if she doesn't fully. I mean, she can understand how I feel in certain situations, and I think that's all that matters, and I guess I'm realizing that. That it might not matter if something's truthful, if it was right or wrong, but she's just validating how I felt and seeing like, okay, this could be iffy in that situation. And I think that feels good. She also sees that I could be uncomfortable. Like, I can definitely practice this with certain people in my life. Now, there's certain other people in my life where being real, it's just like, I don't see myself talking to them. I don't see it working. I don't see myself taking that initiative to do it. And she was like, you know what, that's fine, that's you, you know, this is your journey, you take your time, this is your life. But she just wants me to realize that as well. And I think it's cool. I really feel listened to so far. Like I said, she doesn't take notes, or she doesn't have like a computer or anything in front of her. And I'm still kind of wondering how she knew the time was up, because I had to check and see if there's a clock behind me or something like that, because we didn't have no timer. I felt like she was naturally like, okay, I can feel this session is about to close, so I'm going to stop you here, and I want you to consider this, and that. And I think that's epically cool. I like that. Because whereas normally the environments that I'm in, there is a clock. And, you know, they check in the clock, and it's just very, like, kind of rushed. Whereas with her, it's like she understands it's only an hour. It's not, like, rushed or... Yeah, it's not rushed. Like, she good at that. And I appreciate that. So, yeah. And she's also, like... And I kind of realized it too, like that whole situation with my grandfather, like Uncle Marcus, how like nobody corrected us. I have to revisit that with Dad and make sure that I'm correct on that. But just the fact that, you know, yeah. Grandpa Marcus, calling him Uncle Marcus for the longest.